Hello Chronoholics, I'm Dr. Karan Madan. Welcome back to another episode of Dive Into the Industry, where we talk to eminent personalities from within the industry to get a glimpse behind the curtain. Today, I have a bona fide rock star of the industry with me. He is Mr. Patrik Hoffmann. Welcome, Patrik. Welcome to Chronoholic.
Thank you very much. It's very nice to be here.
Thank you very much. It's such a pleasure to be in your company. I must tell you about Patrik. He was literally born into the industry. I must say that. Why? Because he started his career way back in 1980 in the watch industry. He's been the CEO of Ulysse Nardin. He has been the vice president of Watchbox. And today he is the CEO of a beloved brand right here in India, Favre Leuba. Man, what a journey. Tell us about your journey. Let's just start right at the beginning.
Well, it just made me very old. But yes, it was a long journey, and I'm always proud to say I started my journey with Oris.
Sure.
That's where I started, and the owner of Oris was my mentor.
Wow.
But being here in India, I think we should talk a bit about India.
Yeah.
I am also proud that I was one of the first watch executives who really saw the potential of India.
Right.
And I'm coming to India since 2008.
Sure. Wow.
And I'm sure I left a mark here in India with the previous brand.
That's
I was the CEO, which you mentioned.
Yeah.
And now, of course, with Favre Leuba, which is, such an iconic brand in India.
Sure.
When I saw the chance to revive Favre Leuba with the partner here, with Ethos, I said, I have to take this chance.
That's right.
Because I saw the potential in India.
Certainly. India, of course, I mean, the market has exploded so much in the last 10, 15 years. Our consumers are worldly wise, they're well-traveled, they're well-educated, and they want the good things that they see abroad right here in India. I mean, the ease of buying has always been one of the issues in India, but now that's rapidly being addressed, especially when you get amazing Swiss watchmaking, independent watchmaking right here.
I mean, the development, when I look back 2008, 2012, etc., the development is threefold. You have the retail, which is there now, that was not developed 10, 12 years ago. You have the middle class, you have the income now, that class is growing, which is the absolute importance, and then you have manufacturing. So everything is there.
Sure.
And of course you have the love for timepieces.
That's right.
You have educated people, and you have the sophistication, and people understand timepieces.
I think the time for India is really now. Our upward trajectory has just begun, and the next 5 to 10 years, especially even 15 years, is going to be really good for India as a market. You're going to see a lot of watch brands come into the country, and I think I'm just going to put it out there. I think Favre Leuba is going to be at the helm of that revolution of bringing good things, signaling good things into India.
That's certainly our goal, and we're working on it. And I think the start was very promising and very successful.
Certainly. I mean, the response so far has been really good, like you said. I'm going quickly, touching back upon your past. The experiences that you've had in the industry, has that shaped your current position as CEO of Favre Leuba?
Yeah, of course. Now you're making me old again, because I think everything I do now is based on experience and relationships.
Sure.
And for me to work outside of the watch industry would not even be possible, because my whole knowledge is there. So yes, everything which I do today is based on experience.
I have a really fun tidbit of information right now. When Patrik was coming into Favre Leuba, he was supposed to be the chairman of the board, but he chose to be CEO. Why did you do that?
I don't know if chosen is the right word. I think it's just a passion.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I'm going to dedicate 50% of my time to Favre Leuba, to that project. Now it's of course more than 100%. But I think it's more the drive. I think I really want to prove that we are going to do something spectacular. And I think it's the pride which is behind it. Plus, of course, when I look at the investors, they're nice people, and they really reel me in. And now I'm 100% or 120% dedicated.
Wonderful. So let's just come down to why we're here today, why you're in India today, is because of these lovely watches in front of us. What's happening? What's happening at the brand? I mean, since the relaunch of Favre Leuba in Geneva Watch Days 2024, we've seen a lot happening in terms of SKUs, in terms of collections, in terms of colors. New models come in. I mean, what's the general take for the past 1.5 years?
Well, of course, I have to go back to September 2024. The fact that we were able to come with 3 collections with 22 SKUs and 4 different kind of movements at once, that was quite extraordinary. And of course, what was more extraordinary is all those SKUs, all those timepieces were accepted and praised by the market. Because normally if you come with 22 SKUs, we call it, you might have 1 or 2 dogs. I call it like this in there, and you say, okay, it was a nice try, we abandon it. And it's a global approach. And the pieces have been accepted globally very, very well. What's going to happen now this year, it's not just going to be an extension of SKUs. At Watches and Wonders in a couple of weeks, as a matter of fact, we're going to show 2 more families.
Wow,
it's
that's
the
fantastic.
Start of 2 more families. And one of them is going to be based again on a very historical 60 years back. Because one piece which we showed when we started was the Deep Blue, which we relaunched under the name of Deep Raider, which was from 1964. 60 years, we are going to do the same with a different line. So you're not going to see just new SKUs, you're going to see 2 new lines.
2 new collections altogether.
Exactly, yes.
Wow, that's just great news actually. Since the relaunch, so to say, you've actually done revival and then renaissance. What differentiates the 2? Because this is something, people look at the product and they don't get it. I mean, they understand the product, they love the watches, but they don't understand the terminology behind it. Why revival? Why renaissance?
I think the revival and the renaissance is more an internal word which we use. And I'm super happy that we took that approach. Because when I look now at the global market, not so much on the Indian market, that whole neo-vintage is so important.
Absolutely.
And with the history of Favre Leuba, we could have said, you know what, we come and we revive, and we do all revival pieces like that piece which I have here. And I can guarantee you the success would be there. Now, we have to look into the future. And I said it would be too dangerous to come just with the revival, because it's just a revival story. It would work, it would be commercial, but we said we have to look into the future. And we have to show the consumer, the retail partners, the press, the journalists, where is that journey going? So we said, okay, we're going to have an approach where we show something revival, which is, I would say, 80–90% the copy-paste, with new materials, of course. And we do a renaissance or an evolution, I could also call it, where we say, okay, this is where the journey is going to go. And it's probably to a certain extent a different kind of customer as well. So Favre Leuba had and still has a following, not only in India but globally, of believers who love Favre Leuba. If we would have come only with very modern executions, we would have taken them aback. But we see both. And of course, everything we do has to have the DNA from Favre Leuba before. And what we also did, and that was the right approach, we are continuing to write history where it ended when the quartz crisis came.
Exactly. That's when the downfall of Favre Leuba happened, because of the quartz crisis. It was later sold to multiple organizations, and now it's back in full force. Just to touch upon and close that topic, revivals are easy, isn't it? I mean, easier said than done, of course, but if you take exactly from what was in the past, it's an easy thing to do. But then you're taking up the challenge of creating new products inspired from the past, but inspiration needs to be some part of it, not the whole part of it.
And that's exactly that edgy, part, where you have to get it right. If we take, for example, our Chief collection, which is in a cushion shape, I think that's the best way to show how you take the inspiration, you don't copy paste, not what we did with here, with the Deep Raider. And the execution was phenomenal.
It is, definitely. In fact, at this point, I'm just going to say it, the chief date for me is the standout collection from Favre Leuba's new age look that they've brought in the last 1.5 years. And in fact, it's not just new things you're doing right now. You've actually brought out 3 new verticals altogether with the new collections. A, the tourbillon. Second, the skeleton watches, and then stone dials, which was recently released during Dubai Watch Week. What prompts this new age outlook?
Well, if we take the chief collection, I would say last year was our chief collection year, because we had it in all those different movements, all the way up to the tourbillon, which is sold out in the meantime. Wow. Stone dials we introduced first in the Renaissance pieces from the Deep Raider.
That's right.
There will be more stone dials.
Amazing.
There will be more stone dials, not only because it's kind of new for Favre Leuba, but I have to be honest, if we think commercially, it's also something which the market likes and which the market demands.
Certainly, everybody's doing them, so might as well, right?
Exactly, that's the way it is. Because at the end of the day, you always have to listen to the market. You have to see what does the consumer want, what can we sell to the consumer, and match this with the DNA of the brand. I think that is where the art of being successful comes in.
Wonderful. What would you say, because we're on the topic of watches, what would you say is your most successful collection right now? Globally, let's just say globally.
Well, it's the chief collection as a total. And if I take a single SKU, it's the SKU which I wear.
The deep
Yes, exactly, and the Deep Raider. Revival. Yes, exactly.
Very nice.
But as a collection, definitely it's the chief. Now, what we are doing this year, and you're going to see that also in Watches and Wonders, there's a whole evolution coming in the Deep Raider. And the Deep Raider is a bit more commercial than the chief collection. So you will see, of course, those waves coming in different collections. Now you have had a wave in the chief collection, you're going to see a wave in the Deep Raider collection.
And then, of course, like you said, two new collections coming in. And that gives you a bigger canvas to play in the future as well.
True, and when I look at a market which is as big as India, we need those collections.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because if it was clear for us when we launched the brand, we are not going to be a single look, and we also always said it's a commercial-driven brand. So we are not a boutique brand, we are not a niche brand, we are not a micro brand. We are very clear a brand which is going to go out and say we have a certain volume which we are going to achieve and which we will achieve.
You literally had a blank canvas of a brand in front of you when you were launching. This is what the watch collecting community in India keeps asking me about the brand, as to why it's positioned in this way, why such watches, why such collections. And I need to have those answers to present to our community. Collections, great. We're loving them, we are enjoying them. A lot of people have already purchased them. I'm waiting for one, and I'm looking forward to what's next as well. But you've positioned the brand, and it's very competitively priced. It's in that 3,000 to 8,000 US dollar or 5,000, 6,000 franc range. Doesn't that make you a little careful about how you want to go forward? Because you have multiple brands in that price range that can claim a lot of in-house manufacturing, calibers, heritage as well. Not that Favre Leuba lacks any heritage, oh my God, extreme heritage. But you purposefully stepped into a very competitive landscape. Was that planned? Was that thought out in a way which says, hey, we are in it for the future? And to follow up, was there also thought about why not position it much higher? Why not make it, sure, you can distribute what you just said in the past is you have a distribution network, you have retailers in place all across the globe, but you could have actually positioned it in a way where you say, we're going to be independent, much higher priced, exclusive. Why not? And why so?
I mean, there were a lot of discussions, of course, and a lot of studies, and I cannot go into the details. But there's one fact which I can say. We all know that the Favre family sold the company when the quartz crisis came. Then it changed hands several times. LVMH had it, and there was one group beginning of 2000 that owned the brand, and they wanted to reposition it. They tried it. So there was a try, it was in the 2000 area, maybe 2000, 2008, where repositioning was
attempted at least,
and it failed. So that's one thing which we saw, of course.
Fair.
And from our background which we have, and also studying particularly the Indian market, we knew this is not an easy, it's a very competitive market.
It is.
But I think with what we've done, we have proved we can do it.
Certainly.
And the interesting fact, what we did then also, we are venturing out. So we said, okay, let's do that Tourbillon.
Yeah, sure.
And I have to say, nobody questioned it.
Yeah, sure.
They said, why did you do it?
Yeah.
We didn't know how the reception really would be and the acceptance for it, and it was a success.
It was,
but you will see also now in Watches and Wonders, and you will see for the next 12 to 18 months, that we are venturing out into different price categories.
Right.
So the key is where we are right now. This, I call it now 2.5 to 4 lakhs, to use your language. But you will see pieces above this, and you will see pieces below that. So
that's very hot.
We are going out in both directions.
Yeah, and you're widening the range, you're widening the accessibility in that case, and more people would want to be able to enjoy the brand in their own preferred categories.
Correct, yeah. Of course, you cannot venture out
too far. Sure.
You have to have you have to know where the niche is, where you're strong.
No, definitely. I think that's a very very heartening to know, because this is a question that's been quite unanswered so far. You know, especially when people ask me about this question. And why? I'll see, everything is related. All my questions kind of flow into each other. So I'm going to go to the next thing. At this point, when you say you're making amazing watches, and you started with a movement caliber from La Jouperet, but how in-house are your capabilities right now, A, and where do you want to go from here?
It's going to be a journey.
Sure, yeah.
It's not the first time for me. So I was in a company where we
you literally built the manufacturer yourself,
So it was an établisseur, we call this in our language, in the jargon of the French language, and we made it a manufacture. That's very ambitious.
Sure.
So you will see a first venture out there really with the bivouac, which we're going to show.
Wonderful.
It's going to be another 12 months.
Lovely.
Might be even more, because it takes time.
It takes time, of course. And you're making a new caliber altogether for that, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a base caliber which we use, and then we top it up. So that's already a first venture, let's put it this way.
Wonderful.
To put the date, to see where we're going to be. Are we going to build everything in-house at some stage? I would never make that statement here. But we are going to do more and more ourselves, that's for sure. But it will take time.
No, it is. It has to be a journey.
Yes.
And especially, I'm not disregarding the past. It's a long past that the brand has, but you've restarted. You've literally restarted, and it's only fair that the brand, the whole ecosystem is given its due time to make that effort to come back and make sure that you're here for the long run.
I think what is important, and also important for the customer, the consumer, is we are not taking shortcuts.
That's right.
So when you look at the movements which we use, when you look at the dials, for example, which is really the face.
That's right.
When you look at the finishing of, for example, the chief, case, when you look at all this, people who see the product, touch the product, they realize it's not taking a shortcut.
That's right.
And I think that really is probably more important than to say we are going to do a movement which is in-house.
Sure.
At the end of the day, it's the value which the customer gets.
Absolutely. But then you would also want to eventually move to creating manufacturing parts in-house too.
Yes, but I think at the end of the day, it's always important to look, is it for the benefit of the end consumer?
Certainly.
If it's only to say we do it, the end consumer has no benefit. At the end of the day, everything we do, we have to see the end consumer has a benefit out of it.
That's very nice to hear from you, because not many brand owners and leaders would actually say that. They would say, because see, they have to protect the brand too. They have to create value for the brand everywhere they go. But to hear that is very nice, seriously.
But value of the brand is actually the end consumer.
Agreed.
At the end of the day, it's always the people within the company that produce, create, and the end consumer. At the end of the day, it's always the human being behind it.
I firmly believe that, because see, I come from this side of the table, from the consumer side. This is my origin story. You know, I represent the community, the watch buyers, watch collectors community in India, and these are the questions they put to me when I say I'm going to talk to Favre Leuba.
We are actually in a manufacturing building in Switzerland.
In Grenchen, right?
In Grenchen, where parts are being produced.
Sure. Okay.
So we don't hide that we work with manufacturers, and they are in Tavan.
Sure.
That's a small village, 15 kilometers probably away from where our main headquarters is, and in the Ticino, which is the assembly part, which is the Italian-speaking part of Switzerland. Yeah. No, I mean, at the end of the day, and this is very important, because we are a Swiss-made brand.
Certainly. And that, I mean, all your partners help to make this dream come true in the end.
And that's why I always say, our suppliers, which we are in Switzerland, they are not suppliers. I don't like to call them suppliers.
Yeah, sure.
They're really partners, because you have to build a partnership with
them. Certainly. That's great. So, I mean, where do you think is the brand headed from here? You have terrific stuff lined up, 2 new collections. The Bivouac coming up eventually, I mean, in the next year or 1.5 years. Take your time. Take your time.
I would like to make a promise. It's going to be Watches Wonders 2027. I still believe in it, but I think it will be.
No, you know what I'm going to say? Take your time. Take 2 years if you need, but do a good product.
I mean, that's what's going to matter. That's exactly the key. You have certain product where we have a clear deadline. We say it has to be ready by then, and we have certain ventures which we're working on. The Bivouac is only one, where we say it will be ready when it will be ready.
Fair enough. That makes a lot of sense, actually. So what would you say, which market would you say is the best performing market for Favre Leuba right now, globally?
Okay, without any, I don't have to hide that, it's India.
It is?
Of course,
really?
Absolutely.
Oh, wonderful, okay.
And then after that, we have strong markets in Japan. The Middle East, we started very well. It's a bit tricky right now, of course. The United States, we really started the effort now, because there was all that back and forth. And then, of course, it's Central Europe, which means Germany, Austria, Italy. We are very strong in Turkey.
Interesting, okay.
It's an interesting market. And as I said, Japan.
Japan, you said, okay. And you're planning standalone boutiques in any of these places?
At some stage, the first one will open. I hope that's
But right now, your distribution and retail network is performing well for you?
It's performing very well. It's not a word I should say, almost too well, because if somebody, a consumer, walks into one of the point of sales today, the displays look empty right now.
Again, it's early days. It's only 1.5 years since you relaunched. Do you think there's a lot of nostalgia value that's playing at the sales right now, at the interest that's being given to Favre Leuba?
No, I don't think so. To a certain extent. And I think the key for every brand, particularly a volume brand, which we are or which we are building, is you need the watch connoisseurs, but you cannot live off only I call it the watch connoisseur freak. You cannot live off only that base. You need the mainstream as well.
Certainly.
And I think we built that bridge with our collection, because in India, yes, a certain category, a certain age group knows the brand. They have the father, the grandfather.
That's right.
I heard these
They all had those watches.
They all had one. They have still one in the drawer. But I think with our collection, with that mix of revival and renaissance, we were able to already speak to the younger generation who doesn't know Favre Leuba that well. They might remember the name. They might have heard the name. They know it's not a milk or it's not a washing powder. It's a Swiss timepiece. They know that. And we were already able, with our collection, to also speak to that generation.
That's right. Are you also going to tend towards a little smaller watches in the future?
Definitely,
considering they are, I mean, they're not large watches per se, but the shape and size kind of makes them wear a little larger than what the general mass buyer would say.
I can tell you already a secret.
Yeah, sure.
The 2 lines which you're going to see, which you're going to introduce, the 2 families, It's going to be very small collections in size of collections, but in size also, they're all going to be below 40 millimeters.
Oh, lovely, lovely. I think a lot of people will be very happy with that news today. What are your personal aspirations for the brand? Where do you see it in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? Especially because next year is going to be 290 years of the brand. Are there any fireworks planned for next year?
Well, there are plans, a lot of plans for next year, not just really to the 290 years.
Sure.
It's the 290 years is a number for me, but if I say now the 60 years, I can feel it much more because I can make timepieces where we are celebrating 60 years or 70 years. I see that more. My personal aspiration, of course, is this is my last project, I would call it. I'm sure, I'm fairly sure about that due to my age.
Yeah.
But I want to make this really successful. The start was phenomenal.
Sure.
You know, that was not a given. We didn't know. We were not sure about that.
Sure.
I see a certain volume because, as I said, volume and production is going up. And for me, the key is also to set all the parameters right that we can produce the volume which we want to achieve, which we didn't yet. Otherwise, you wouldn't see empty displays walking into the shops right now. Okay. So this is my personal ambition.
Sure. So how many? Because we're talking numbers. How many watches are you producing on a yearly basis right now?
Okay. So the first year we sold around 4,000 watches worldwide.
Great. Sure.
In production right now, I always said it should double, but it will more than double. Okay. So it will more than double in this financial year.
Sure.
And that's the way we see it actually developing. At the moment, we are represented in 21 countries.
Wonderful.
So that's already a nice start, you know.
Sure.
And we are now worldwide in about 110 to 120 point of sales, where we are already represented.
Wonderful. That's a lot of market to cater to. And you would definitely require more numbers very soon.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. And then, of course, to the personal ambition, I think what is also important is, I think when you're the CEO of a brand which is almost 290 years old, it's also a responsibility to safeguard.
Certainly.
The DNA of the brand.
That's right.
And of course, while not just safeguarding the DNA, you cannot make it a dusty brand.
Absolutely.
You have to see the future while you're safeguarding the DNA of the brand.
So would you also say that there are high complications meant for Favre Leuba in the future?
Well, I think the one complication which we did is the Tourbillon. You're going to see some more complications. You're going to see the Bivouac, which is a kind of a different complication, a very exclusive one.
Very unique.
Or a very unique one. But with the price range which we are in, there are certain limitations, you know.
Of course,
It's just, that's the fact, you know, if you want to do it right.
Absolutely. You recently did your first ever collaborative piece with Timepiece 787 in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Why, I mean, what prompted that collaboration, number one? What went into making those watches? And how was the reception?
Well, the reception was great.
I
mean, everybody sees that online, you know, and the piece looked fantastic.
It did.
And it was only 25 pieces. Now, for me personally, I have a very deep connection to Puerto Rico. I used to live in Florida. I used to work out of Florida. And I used to do a lot of collaborations there already 15, 20 years ago.
Wow, okay.
So I had a certain connection and a personal affinity to that country or to that island. And that's the way it built up. I mean, it was more probably a personal love to that island.
Beautiful. Let me just quickly address the biggest question that people want to ask me all the time. Considering your relevance to India, considering the brand's history with India, considering that I think we share a respectful relationship together, would you be open to doing a community edition for our community?
I think this we have to discuss. It would be my pleasure. It would be my honor to do it, not only with you, but also with limited edition for India in general. I think this is on my radar for sure.
So maybe I will bounce some ideas off each other in a short bit when we sit down for drinks.
Let's do that. Yes.
Wonderful. Let me quickly do a quick rapid fire, if you're okay with that.
If I'm fast enough.
Of course. I'm not that rapid.
Because it's already late.
Okay. All right. So if you absolutely have to pick Broader question, rapid
Yes,
fire. Okay,
yes.
vintage Favre Leuba, modern Favre Leuba.
Modern.
All right. Would you pick the Chief Date or the Sea Sky?
Sea Sky.
How about between the Deep Raider or the Deep Blue Revival?
Deep Blue Revival.
Because you have it on your wrist.
And I need to interrupt here.
Yes.
But the Deep Blue,
Yeah.
1964,
That's right.
it was the year when I was born.
Right.
So when we chose the three collections, we said we're going to start to
Yeah.
build the collection
Yeah.
on three inspirations. I said the 1964 has to be there because that's when I was born.
Wow. And I also know for a fact that you have a predilection for all watches which are numbered 80 or 1980.
1980 or 80, yes.
That's right, because that's the year you ventured into the Swiss watch
I started
industry.
the Swiss watch in the Swiss watch industry. I was 15 and a half years old with Oris in the year 1980.
Amazing.
So when Oris comes out with a piece which is limited, I try to buy number 90, number 80 on 1980.
Wow. Last question, just to round that rapid fire off. Blue, green, or your gray, or your especially gray?
Green.
Green? That's what you like?
Yeah.
Amazing. Not the purple, because that's what I like.
No purple. I wear purple as well, but no green. Green
Awesome.
is my color.
Awesome. We'll continue this episode in Watches and Wonders because I think with the new launches, with the new discussions on the table there, we'll have a lot more to talk about there as well.
In Watches and Wonders, we're going to talk about those two models.
Yes, we are.
Which are both inspired from the 60s and the 70s.
I'm looking forward to interacting with you there.
I'm looking forward to it too.
Just to wind this down, Patrik, is there a message that you would like to give to Chronoholics across the country?
Well, I met a few Chronoholic members in the past 18 months when I came here. I hope I'm going to meet more of you. I might not be able to meet 20,000 of you, but my message to you also is India was always at my heart. I traveled here since 2008. I always believed into India and into the Indian community. I'm looking forward to be back here more often. Congratulations to India and what you're doing.
Thank you. This has been a wonderful episode of Dive Into the Industry. We'll be back with another episode soon. Stay tuned and thank you.